So District 10, ladies and gents, we now have some new information. Some brand new information. If you didn't know, District 10 was confirmed by Neill Blomkamp himself. I did a video on it at the time. He just tweeted this out, just on the fly, amazingly. District 10 screenplay, also being written by Sholto, Terry Tatchell and I. It's coming. Now we had no further information from that. That was it. That was literally all we had to go on. And of course what was set up in the previous film, of course. But now we've got some new information courtesy of IGN discussing things with Neill Blomkamp. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just before I do, and before we dive into that, ladies and gents, I still have some Blu-rays left for my film Breaking Lights. This is the final week of sales for this film, and then they're gone. It is limited edition, as with Black Fields, that was limited. Same as the Black Knight figure, that was limited. I'm a man of my word. I do stick to my guns. This is the final week. Don't sleep on it. Please do grab it. It's down below in the description box. Support me, support original film. And also support Neill Blomkamp's original film, Demonic, that will be out soon as well at some point. I can't wait to see that. And I also think that hopefully will make people very hungry for this. Notice that segue there? There we go. But like I said, my Blu-ray is down below in the description box. Grab it once you can. So, ladies and gents, obviously he shocked the world with that tweet. And I will say he shocked the world. I think that was... Most people have wanted this film for ages. It was what put him on the map. Obviously that, came from Alive in Joburg. And then, then he did District 9. And then he didn't do anything, really. That, he obviously did his other films. But he never revisited District 9, that world with Vickers van der Meer. He never revisited it, and I think that was a shame. But anyway, speaking to IGN, so there's a bit of background because this is a side note to this news story. He's partnered. He's joining a game developer. Epic. Like, actually, that's really cool. So anyway, speaking to IGN after Blomkamp announced he's joined game developer Gunzilla to make a multiplayer shooter. That's really cool. I think that's really cool. But anyway, the director touched on his recently announced sequel to 2009 sci-fi cult classic District 9. In February, the director announced that he, Sholto Copley and Terry Tatchell were working on a screenplay, and it seems that work is continuing apace. And he actually sounds pretty confident about it. Now, he says that script continues to be written. It's looking good. It took a decade to figure out, to come up with a reason why to make that film, as opposed to just make a sequel. Now, that might perturb a lot of people, but I ask you guys just hold on. This guy is from South Africa. He was telling the story of apartheid. So obviously it was near and dear to him. It was a story that he wanted to discuss. Something which I think is admirable, and him revisiting it as just a sequel. I guess some people would be dismayed by that. Like he would have... It set itself up so well for a sequel. But I guess because he touched on themes of apartheid in the first one, it's difficult to come back to it as a sequel where he's just going to come in and all the aliens are going to wreak havoc. Because if it's an allegory for apartheid, that's not really a good... It's not really a good message, is it? So I think that's potentially what he's getting at here. We'll dive into it a little bit more because he also revealed this, right? As for what that reason is, it seems that while South African history, most particularly apartheid, was the impetus to make District 9, District 10 will be looking to events in the US. Okay. There was a topic in American history that the second I realised that fit into the world of District 9, it felt like an awesome way to do a sequel. So yeah, it continues to be developed and it's getting a lot closer. Blomkamp didn't go into details about what that topic would be. American history, a topic in American history. Now, knowing Neill Blomkamp's sort of propensity for politics and sort of social politics, socio-economic politics and things like that, and also, racial politics in his films. Apartheid is racial politics. I'm intrigued to see where he's going to go with this. Mainly, again, because the sequel because he's framed it from two different perspectives here, hasn't he? He said, hey, I don't want to come back and just make a sequel. So is it going to be a straight up sequel? Is it going to continue the story? Are we going to get the prawns come back? Is Vicus going to get saved? Or are we going to start telling a different story on Earth, which isn't a direct continuation? He's quite cryptic about it, but it does sound like it potentially will not be a straight up sequel, and it won't continue the narrative threads directly. Now that might annoy a bunch of people, certainly would frustrate me, because I think that it set itself up perfectly for that sequel, and all the groundwork was done. Just do it. Could have been great. But this this American history, this topic in American history, I'm thinking of, you know, Comanches, Native Americans. I'm thinking about, well, undoubtedly America, potentially the slave trade and things like that. Maybe this goes some way to explaining that the prawns were slaves. They were a worker race. Maybe their owners are going to come back. But then again, you still have to line it up with the original allegory, which is apartheid. Does that line up nicely with the message of apartheid? If the first message is apartheid bad, guys, apartheid bad, which obviously it is, clearly it's bad, and then you then start telling the story of slavery, and then the owners come back, the people in charge of the prawns. I don't know about that. I'm not sure how that would line up nicely with that message. So obviously this is all speculation at this point in time. We don't know, but this is the first details. It will be focusing on American history. And I'm thinking about things which, you know, relate nicely to South Africa and apartheid, and things which are clearly near and dear to Neill Blomkamp's heart in terms of what he wants to tell. That's why I was starting to think of those kind of, you know, sort of racial politics elements. But there we go, guys, you know. There we go. It's a fantastic film, District 9, if you haven't watched it. It's an incredible film. I'd encourage anyone to go and watch it. It's great. It's really, really good. Not preachy. Just a great sci-fi cult classic, basically. Or sci-fi classic, I guess. But District 10, what do you think it's going to be? What key topic? Because that's what he says. He says it's a topic in American history. What key topic in American history do you think this will follow? Let me know all of your thoughts down below, because I'm not American. My American history is not perfect. Maybe it'll be independence. Maybe it'll be something like that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the Civil War. Again, I don't know. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. You stayed this long, you clearly enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and that subscribe button on your way out. Thank you all so much for watching there, guys. Blu-rays down below. Take care.